Guys, I'm here at a special event right before Unpacked 2024 for the Fold and the Flip and the watches and the ring and all of the stuff that Samsung is putting out. Today I want to talk to you guys about some of the improvements that we got into these devices, some of the updates that we have over last generation, and maybe you'll find something that interests you as far as what the Fold and the Flip and the other ecosystem upgrades that Samsung's been putting out for you to pick from. So this is TK and this is everything Samsung Unpacked, Z Fold, Z Flip, watch, ring, Watch Ultra, and all of the stuff with the Buds Pro, well, the Buds 3 and the Buds 3 Pro. Let's check them out. Like and subscribe, and always make sure to hit that bell icon so that you know whenever we have new videos for you on the channel. So first we're going to start off obviously with the stars of the show, the brand new Z Flip 6 and the brand new Z Fold 6. Both of these feature, I would probably say, generational upgrades from what we've seen in the past, but definitely things that will make the experience even better. Namely, the Z Fold 6 is actually lighter, but the actual hinge mechanism that we have in here is even more precise than what we had with the Z Fold 5. And similarly here on the Z Flip side, Z Flip 6 here, it's actually a stronger hinge mechanism. We didn't actually get a lighter design. We got a larger battery at 4,000 milliampere over the 3,700 we had last year, and that's a big improvement overall in performance. Obviously, both are going to be powered by the 8 Gen 3. Both cameras on these devices, at least the main sensor and the ultra-wide, are actually now more compatible with the S24 and S24 Plus that was released earlier in the year. And now what does mean essentially? That means that the camera experience on both the Flip and the Fold has been upgraded tremendously to match the ecosystem that Samsung is offering us. So if you're a fan of the S24 series, the Plus and the Standard, you're not going to be disappointed and you're definitely going to be enjoying it. Now the 50 megapixel camera, this is something that we had here last year. We do have a brand new 12 megapixel ultra-wide lens sensor here, again married over on the Z Flip 6. And one of the biggest performance I'll probably say here is it's going to be just providing us better optics, better lighting, and of course the experience is just going to be more unison across devices. The IP rating went up on both. Both of them are featuring the 8 Gen 3 as the processor. The configuration as far as RAM and storage is going to be 12 gigs of RAM across the board with 256, 512, and 1 terabyte configurations depending on what you like. There's a few color options available directly on the Samsung website for general purchasing through the carriers, so on. But there's also some exclusive colors available on Samsung.com that will be available so that you can get the best experience there. But if you decide to pick up the Fold or the Flip, keep in mind that the Fold is more productivity, basically pushing all the limitations that Samsung has to offer us from multitasking, front experience, S Pen support, all of the AI features that we saw with the S24 series brought in here, and even one new one built into the Notes app where we're able to actually start recording audio and actually using live transcribing as well as a narration of that audio within Notes. So as you're taking notes, you're actually able to record a voice note within the app. Now that's going to be present on both the Z Fold 6 as well as the Z Flip 6. And one of the other things I did get a chance to ask them during our Q&A session, I made sure to know that all of these features at some point or another we'll start seeing some of them coming down to earlier generations like the Z Flip 5 and of course hopefully earlier ones that can support it the same way they did it for the S24 series and the S23 series that they did earlier this year. We saw them first on the brand new devices and shortly after that we start seeing some of those updates come in. Both of these are featuring Android 14 with One UI 6.1.1 coming out of the box. So at launch, that's what's going to be coming in with them with all the optimizations. And again, circle to search functionalities, translation, Samsung keyboard, predictions, all the things that we've seen before are present here and optimized to run on the both form factors. IP rating did also go up. That's one of the nice things that they did this for us, providing us better ingress protection. But not only that, I'll say this. The Z Fold 6 feels lighter and it is stronger and it's actually bigger. The display on the outside actually went up from 6.1 to 6.3 inches while we're still keeping the actual same size on the internal display, making this a little bit better. Which is, a lot of us did actually have some of those concerns with original generations of this where the display was a little bit too narrow. Now it's a little bit larger and providing us a better experience. The camera stack on the back was also kind of redesigned slightly on both the Flip and the Fold to provide us a slightly more color coordinated experience with the device. And you definitely see it a little bit more with the Z Flip. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be disappointed with either one of these guys. And of course, make sure to actually check out which one is actually going to be the right fit for you. Is it a Z Flip or a Z Fold? And keep in mind, DeX is only present on the Z Fold, as the Z Flip, while it still supports video output, does not actually support DeX. So a little bit kind of things to keep in mind. Now, when I said there was a lot of stuff to be covered here during this event, I wasn't kidding. There was actually 2 pair of buds. Typically, we only get one. But I'll say this, between the two, there's the Buds 3 and the Buds 3 Pro. The Buds 3 Pro are featuring a different experience than the Buds 3. What I'll probably say is overall, this is more of an open ear type of an experience where it doesn't actually sit inside the ear canal, and that's on the standard model with the case rated to go to about 30 hours without ANC. There is still ANC even though it's an open ear design. The Pro side actually gained a little bit more of an aesthetic upgrade that we haven't seen before from Samsung. The design is also very different, which what they're calling now is the stems on the side that are blades. Actually has LED lights on it that lights up for either when you're pairing it or when you're using it, and it makes it a little bit more aesthetically appealing. The buds themselves sit in a little bit more into our ear canal, providing that better seal to give us that better audio. Higher codec compatibility with 24 kilohertz, 96 kilohertz as well, are going to be supported primarily on Samsung devices. So the higher codec capabilities, primarily Samsung. And if you do end up using them with any other device that is not a Samsung device, it's going to default back to AAC. So there is some compatibilities, and I feel like more unique features compatible only with Samsung devices. I would have personally preferred if it was provided across the ecosystem so that they're actually able to be enjoyed the same way. But I like the fact that they're both improved, that the design has changed from the little pill shape that we've gone, or even the bean shape in the past. And both of them support wireless charging, USB-C charging. And again, till I get a chance to play with them a little bit more and actually test out how the audio plays back, I'm excited to see that they also both support, I guess, like 360 audio with spatial tracking with earbuds using the Wear app from Samsung on Samsung devices. So again, a lot of cool things coming into both the Buds 3 and the Buds 3 Pro. We saw a massive teaser on this at Unpacked early in the year, and now this actually is a product that's going to be launching for about $399. And the biggest thing I'll probably say is the experience of purchasing this ring from Samsung is going to be very familiar, and it's going to be very nice. The biggest thing I'll probably say is if you're picking it up from Samsung.com, you're going to be basically buying the ring for the full price, and you'll be receiving a sizing kit first to be able to figure out which one is the right size for the finger that you're going to be putting the ring on. Once you have that, you submit that number in, and then they'll ship you over the ring that comes directly in a case that is similar to this one. And what I like about this that's different than what we've seen on the market is that this is actually no different than, let's say, a case for the buds. You get there, you put the ring in here and it charges it, and it provides you the ability of going for up to 2 weeks on a single charge with the case. But the kicker on this is that you can charge this wirelessly directly from your phone to top it off. So you're never going to have a solution or a situation where you don't have enough power to be able to power the ring. Now, the health tracking that's provided here is all going to be provided without subscription. It is going to be using, obviously, the Samsung Health application, running temperature configuration, sleep tracking, health, step, a lot of the things that we've seen before, and hopefully more features coming in the near future. But what I like about them is the simplicity and the integration into the rest of the ecosystem, and the fact that they're going to be using the AI points, as we've seen before, what they said on their smartwatches as well as the ring. And that's going to help us actually get a better score or an understanding of how our health is going. Like, how are we doing as far as caffeine intake, exercise, rest, stress, all of the things that we typically, take for granted. And these pieces of tech are going to help us do this and get better information. Of course, I'm going to give you a lot more detail and a lot more stuff when we get a chance to test out the brand new Samsung Ring. But for now, I'm excited. There's 3 different colors available on this. All of them will come with their own customized case because obviously not all the rings are the same. So each case will match the ring that you pick up. Now, obviously the last thing we want to talk about are the watches that were announced at this event. There's the Watch 7 and the Watch Ultra, not 7 Ultra, just to keep in mind that both watches there. Now, I'm holding both of the Ultras with me, but the Watch 7 is intended to be more of an upgrade from the Watch 6 that we had. There's a 44 and a 42 millimeter version of that. But the Watch Ultra itself is featuring some new capabilities that we haven't seen from Samsung watches. The resistance and the ability of going to atmospheric resistance to be like in the negative temperatures, even going to high 120, 130 degrees. And one of the other things that I really like about it is the larger battery that we have in here, giving us the ability of lasting longer with actual activity up to 60 hours. Now, there is some information, I couldn't confirm necessarily if the 80 hours that I saw was actually something that is going to be typical, but in general, if you're using the always-on display with about 30 minutes worth of exercise, let's say you track a walk every day, you should be able to expect about 60 hours worth of life on the brand new Watch Ultra. Now, obviously, there's still going to be the brand new sensors and, of course, the experiences with the AI points that we talked about with the Ring. They're going to transfer over as well to the 7 and the Ultra as well. Now, the 7 itself is typical to what you've seen before. Again, some of the experiences in there, the atmospheric resistance. The one thing I will say that the Ultra is rated to actually be resistant to salt water, which is typically not something we see with any of the resistance or the ingress protection that we see with other devices from the watch line. Not to say that it wouldn't survive, this is actually rated to survive there. Also, the bands on the Ultra are more proprietary. They're brand new bands. They're not easily swappable, but they're very strong, and they're double. There's 2 holes on each side to actually provide you that better grip. And because of the way that they're set up, it actually feels very light with the design that we have in it. The batteries that we have here obviously will support the larger functionalities, and again, more things to come from obviously using them. I'll hopefully be able to test out the Ultra, as that's going to be the one I want to see. How does this compare to some of the other experiences? All of the applications, both running Android Wear, and of course compatible with the Wear app from Samsung on their devices. To wrap everything up, there's a lot of things coming up right now from Samsung, and a lot of updates that we've seen last year. The Z Flip 6 and the Z Fold are providing us a substantial upgrade over performance from last year with the Gen 2 to the Gen 3. Vapor chamber presence on the Z Flip 6 that wasn't present before, and an upgraded vapor chamber on the Z Fold 6. Again, a lighter design on the Z Fold 6, the better camera sensor that we have now for the ultra wide, more of a compatible, I would say simpatico experience between the Flip and the Fold when it comes to the main and the ultra wide. And of course, even a little bit more configuration, maybe matching with what we see on the S24 and the S24 Plus. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to what you guys are interested in. Is it the buds? Is it the ring? Is it the actual watches that we saw? Or even the brand new foldables from Samsung with the upgrades that we have for this year? Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of both of these devices, or actually all of the devices I covered in this video, and which one you would like me to start focusing on making an experience. Obviously, I don't have any hardware yet. As soon as I can get my hands on them, you're going to definitely see a lot of content coming on the channel. Thank you very much for the support. I'll see you in the next video.